Man, this game is going
The
crazy.
solar core requires your attention, Hierarch. Please visit it at your earliest convenience.
So yeah, the Voidway. So the last map, just get a wide variety of units. Utilize the DTs just because even if they get detected, who cares? Because they do so much damage. And mix them up with some zealots, and also of course get stalkers. And just use the same strategy. Blink them in. Keep blinking them into the battle. That way they can just because the second they blink, they all fire at the same time. So that's a lot of damage. That's just gonna pop out all at once. So that's pretty much the best way to win a lot of these maps. And also like something I used to do was just like build an overwhelming army to defeat the enemy when you really don't need that big of an army, right? Like I used to like pretty much max out my supply and then go fight, and then I'm like, oh, I actually don't even need like half of these guys. I could have just went with like a fraction of what I had and still beat it. But I was like so afraid of going with what I already had that it didn't really make sense to just keep going. So, I was so afraid to go with what I already had that I just kept going. I just kept making more stuff. So, moral of the story is, don't be afraid. So let's just go to all this stuff. Looks like, more things to add.
Warriors are now available for deployment.
So always go through your different areas. You can select Dark Templars, which is something that get a new ability where they just do this teleport slicing like assassination thing, which is sick. Or there's an Avenger. This is like a new unit. It's really unique to this. Oh, what do they do? So they get revived if they die. Nah, I think I'm gonna go with a normal Dark Templar.
All this time, this wretched little world was within striking distance of our fleets.
Much has changed since your era, Preserver. The Dark Templar are now our allies.
There was a time when the Protoss were broken. Throughout the aeon of strife, we tore at each other with wanton abandon. Only one path was ever found to end the madness and unify our people. The Kala. The Dark Ones rejected its light. They denied their own race. How can you fight for them?
For one so sworn to preserve our history, Rohana, how can you be so blind to its turn?
I see I have offended you, Hierarch. My apologies. Adapting to this period is difficult.
So what Rohana is talking about, actually, if you read up on Protoss lore, so before the Protoss were this like majestic, like super advanced alien race, they were basically barbaric type of warriors, right? So they were really, really kind of. They had like basically, well, essentially they had no technology, right? Before they had side blades, they had like actual blades attached to their arms, and basically they would form tribes and here and there and whatnot. But all they would do was just fight. They were super barbaric, very much barbarian-like, Mongolian-ish. They just kept fighting each other, and then it wasn't until the Kala that kind of united them into this kind of as one whole race, and that's when they were like realized basically they pushed aside all their aggression and then just started coming together as one entire species and started basically developing stuff and started having like an actual society instead of living in huts and very archaic things. They started making essentially technology and like started doing all this all these things to basically advance themselves. And like now what you see of Protoss is what has become of them through the Kala. So of course they treat that thing like as if it's almost a godlike thing because it united their people. So they fear like, oh, if it's gone, now we're screwed. But it's like, you know, one thing they kind of learned throughout the story is like, hey, you know, yeah, that may have united us, but, you know, now that we're so much more advanced because of it, we can be, you know, still be advanced without having that sucker. You know, it's not like they're just gonna all revert back to being like cavemen, you know, like a Neanderthal or something. So that's what they're afraid of. Kind of something with Karax was saying, like, because of the call out, you know, you have all their scientists cast, you know, they can be able to essentially read each other's minds and see what is the best way to make stuff. And I'm guessing that's what probably led to why they're so advanced in the first place, is because, like, literally they had the greatest minds come together and they knew what each other was thinking and they made the best stuff. You know, there wasn't no bickering or between them because they saw how each other thought and they saw the reasoning behind it, and they were actually able to, like, essentially, you know, think as one. So that's why they're so advanced as a species. So just a little tidbit. So let's go solar core. That's new.
The solar matrix core. Truly an impressive sight. A synthetic star. Imagine what went into its creation. This chamber provides power to the Spear of Adun in all its systems. Its radiance even contributes nourishment for our warriors. How long until it can bring its tactical systems online? System analysis has begun. The star is laid dormant for an eon. It will take time and a powerful ignition catalyst like Solarite to restore it to full capacity. Solarite? The Firstborn haven't utilized Solarite in millennia. This vessel is ancient, Hierarch. We will need to exhaust even unconventional resources if we are to bring it to bear. Do what you can, Phase Smith. We will acquire what you need. Very well. You may begin augmenting the solar core whenever you are ready. Select the core to start reviewing your options, Hierarch.
Damn. They're so advanced they can make a sun. They can make a star.
This array displays an overview of the Spear of Adun's weapon and support systems. Each system can only be configured to have one active ability at a time. You may select different abilities to complement your tactical decisions in different battles, Hierarch. Our current available Solarite is displayed here. Any leftover Solarite can be routed to our auxiliary systems. You may begin diverting Solarite now.
So now I can either put it into Chrono Surge, increase a structure's unit, warp, that's okay. Create 3 temporal fields that freeze units. That's actually not bad. I'm going to keep these for a while. So one thing that you can use, or that one game mode that you will be able to use like this type of stuff for, is in the co-op mode, which it is multiplayer, but basically you and a teammate go against the computer, and there will be you can't use Spear of Adun depending on which commander you use, so that's pretty fun. Actually, I'm going to put up construction time because I want everything to be super quick. Alright, so I'm just going to keep it as Pylon and Orbital Strike. Let's talk to Karax.
You look different, Phase Smith. Ah, you must be referring to these mechanical arms. I constructed them to improve my efficiency while running the solar core. So far, they have been quite helpful.
You're like the Dr. Oct of the Protoss, man. Except that you don't have 8 arms, you just have 2 extra ones. Alright, we're already here.
The evacuation ships have reported in. All are present and are being escorted by the Spear of Adun.
Cool.
Of all the Templar, you never wavered in the belief that our two peoples could live in unity. It is something I admired in you.
It is ironic to hear you say this. All this time, I believed you were reluctant to accept the unity I sought.
You and I had many a disagreement in the Twilight Council. For day by day, I saw my people losing what they were. I saw our precious old ways erode.
You wished to preserve them.
I am Nerazim, Dark Templar. I hold great pride in my people.
But you are also Protoss. That is the greater affiliation.
That is not what the Conclave believed when we were exiled long ago. Your kind had ire. Our culture is all we ever had.
Whew.
This was not an easy decision, but I would rather see Shakuras destroyed than overwhelmed by Amon Zerg. We have much to plan, Hierarch.
Launching it is.
Tell me, Vorazun, how will we bring destruction to your world?
The Zelnaga Temple's phase prism can be overloaded, forcing a spike of energy into the planet's core. Enough of a charge, and the planet will shatter. Amon will not possess my world.
I have been thinking about this choice.
Are you reconsidering?
No. My time here has reminded me of the courage of your people. That we must fight. If we are to suffer, then so too will Amon. We will lure as many of Amon's hybrid and Zerg through the gateway as we can. Only once enough are through to wound him will we overload the temple and flee.
You mean to bleed him? Bold, but we can't risk the forces it would require to do such a thing.
Leave that to me, Matriarch. I have learned much from the Dark Templar.
Oh. Yes, always expand, guys. Always expand. Ah, yes, this map.
Our forces have secured the Zelnaga temple grounds. Artemis, how go your preparations?
I am configuring the temple now, but without the Uraj and the Catalyst, it will take time.
Time is not all it will take. The temple's energies are regulated by 3 Zenith stones. Only once they are destroyed can the temple be overloaded.
Until then, we must defend it from the Zerg and their hybrid masters.
The Nerazim have long used Kandera monoliths to protect our lands. I see your phase smith has become familiar with them.
Indeed, Matriarch. The monoliths are quite deadly and fire a considerable distance. They should prove instrumental in our defense.
Oh, yeah.
The moment has come. Let us begin.
First thing I'm gonna do.
The sooner the Zenith stones are destroyed, the better off we shall be. The Zerg will overwhelm the temple grounds shortly.
Agreed. Although, should it become necessary, my Dark Templar can sneak through the enemy and destroy the stones.
I'll do that right now, actually.
Exercise caution when attacking a Zenith stone. The energies within may become volatile as it is damaged.
The Zerg gathered for an attack to the southwest. Ignite your blades, warriors!
Oh!
Base is under attack.
I think we'll be alright. Ooh, indeed.
Hierarch, there are more resources nearby. We can construct a second nexus near them to accelerate.
I know. But you need need funds for that, my friend. And it's 400, so just FYI.
Base is under attack.
Pretty much we won't really have to worry about...
Another brood of Zerg is preparing to attack from a hive to the northwest.
Well... can take care of that by just shooting them down. Like so.
You have not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals.
Oh look, another group. Boom, son! Sorry. I get really excited sometimes. Alright.
Artemis, our observers are reporting a vast number of Zerg poured onto Shakuris.
And yet, not a single hybrid. Amon is testing our resolve.
Whew. Don't even have to worry. Alright, so start building pylons pretty much at all of these sites because they're going to come at every which way.
The southeastern access way.
Not for much longer. Okay. Peace out. One came. Oops. Alright. Building more units quicker. Come on, guys.
You have not enough minerals.
Ready yourselves, Templar. The Zerg are moving to assault both sides of the temple.
Oh.
We are one. Base is under attack.
Nothing to worry about. Alright, start putting in some upgrades. Come back here, I'm gonna make some more. Man, that's powerful. Oh, crikey. I have one of these.
Curious. There are overlords closing on the temple grounds.
I have seen this tactic before. They are transporting ground forces. Destroy the overlords, quickly.
Ooh, almost got him.
Our readouts indicate there are nearly 500 million Zerg on Shakuris. All of them moving for this temple.
Let them come. The Templar will endure.
Get out of here.
Be on guard, warriors. The Zerg are attacking the temple from all three sides at once.
I think we'll be alright. Ooh. Having enough batteries is really important because you really need those. I think I played this on like an even harder level, and it starts getting pretty dicey, to say the least, in terms of how bold the enemies start getting after a while.
Upgrade complete. The Master's gaze falls on your shackled world. By the gods, I have never seen such abomination. Warriors, focus all cannons on the hybrid. We must defend the temple.
between us and the Zenith Stones. It would be wise to use my Dark Templar to destroy them, Hierarch.
This side is basically super fortified. This side could use some love. Whoa! Look how quickly they're killing my cannons, yo! And these dudes are getting bold.
It is done. The Zenith Stones have been destroyed. Once your task is complete, the temple can be overloaded.
Understood. And the temple alignment is proceeding well. Now, we wait for the Zerg.
Hierarch, I have never borne witness to so many Zerg. Was this the threat my mother once faced?
No, Matriarch. This threat is a far greater one, and it will take all we have to resist it. Under attack.
And they bring out the hybrids and everything now. They're even shooting crap in here.
Hierarch, I have discovered a solarite cache beneath the Zelnaga temple. If we can hold longer, I should be able to retrieve it.
Start.
Begin the retrieval process, Karax. We will hold the temple as long as we can.
Cannons everywhere. Alright, how much longer do I have to hold this sucker for?
Base is under attack.
Hold out for 1 billion. Oh, that's not too bad.
Base is under attack. Base is under attack.
1.5 billion.
Solarite retrieval is still in progress. If
That's not too bad.
just
I
a
mean,
while longer.
likelihood I'll be killed is pretty low, I assume, from what it looks like to me at least. I can't help it. Wow, it's really getting ballsy here.
Base is under attack. You must place that in the power field. Base is under attack. Base is under attack.
Man, those Dark Templars are good. So yeah, so the strategy for this is cannons and monoliths and some DTs. One second you have those, you don't have to worry about jack, dude. Look at how much money I have. Killed all the DTs over here.
Shadows, I come. It is done. The Solarite has been successfully warped aboard the Spear of Doom.
Hold up. So below, bitches! Wow, they're even saving probes. They're just robots.
Your fallen people cry out for vengeance, and they shall have it. the glory of power. But none of us are ever truly alone. For our warrior hearts are bound by honor, tradition. Battle is waged in the name of the many. The brave, whose generation after generation choose the mantle of Dark Templar.
Now that was the shiz, yo. Did I hold out to 1.8? I did, but, I got it before. Which, clearly you saw you can definitely hold out to 1.8. Pretty easily if you just, have enough. Basically, if you just tower it up.